lovelies, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is MamusAtey, a YouTuber and makeup artist based in Warri, Delta State, Nigeria. If you're stopping by for the first time, please remember to subscribe to this channel. Today's video is about how to blend your makeup, a very detailed video. In this video, I'll be showing you the necessary step to achieve this beautiful look right in front of you. If this looks like what you want to see to the end, then please let's jump into this video. First of all, to achieve a well-blended makeup, you need some basic products to help you achieve this. Face wash is from Cerave. It's a foaming gel. This helps my skin. This reduces the amount of oil I have in my skin because I have a very oily skin. So therefore, I will recommend this Cerave foaming face gel for those of you with oily skin. Any day I'll be wearing makeup and I want the makeup to be long lasting, I usually go on with my Cerave face wash. When you are done with that, the next thing you want to consider is an hydrating spray. This hydrating mix is from the badescu. I'll just spray this over my face and allow it to dry off. Just doing this to allow my skin to absorb all the hydration of the setting mix. If you do not do this, another thing you can do is get a mini fan, turn on your mini fan and just blow dry. Your skin needs to be dry before moving to the next step. Your next step is having a moisturizer. I'm using this Nigerian brand moisturizer, which is the MamusAtey Bomb. And for those that have dry skin, we have different type of moisturizer. Moisturizer that have SPF in it. SPF 15, 20, 30, depending on the brand. So I'm just going to apply a little amount of this. There is no particular measurement for the amount of moisturizer to apply. After applying your moisturizer, I like to use my hands to blend my moisturizer so it goes all into my skin very well. My skin is going to absorb it. This is a very important process. It's okay to use brush, but I'm used to using my hands in applying moisturizers on my face because I love how my skin usually absorbs it, sitting pretty on my skin. We are done. Next thing to consider after your moisturizer is your primer. Primer is a makeup product that has all the properties that will make your makeup sit on your skin properly, and this stands as a barrier between the makeup and your skin. And when considering primer, you also need to consider your skin type. What skin type do you have? If you have a dry skin, then this primer is not for you. If you have a dry skin, you should look out for moisturizing primer that are suiting to your skin, that will not dry you out to cause breakage and breakout of your makeup or for your makeup to become cakey. Now this process is more for oily skin. For those of us that have more oily skin, I usually recommend an hydrating primer or a mattifying primer. This is an hydrating primer, this is a mattifying primer. Whichever way, most times I combine both depending on what to do for the day. Like today is my children's PTA in school and I want a long lasting makeup because I want to be looking like a babe in that PTA meeting. So I'm going to combine these two primer. There are no specific ways to how you apply primer. You either use your hands or you use your brush to apply your primer. But one thing is sure, while applying your primer, try to avoid under your eye area. So when I'm done with blending of my primer or applying any makeup product, I like to just tap that, push that, press that on my skin gently so it sits properly on my skin to be able to absorb all of the makeup products that are about to come into my skin. The primer I'm going to apply on top of the Hydro Grip is this Maron Anti-Shine Primer. You already know I have a oily skin. So after applying my Hydro Grip Primer, I like to go in with a little amount of this primer from the Maron Anti-Shine. This helps my makeup to also last all day. I'm just going to apply this at the bridge of my nose. I'm going to dab it in. This is one of those primer that you cannot rub off. Just as the name of this primer, Maron Anti-Shine. This is one very nice mattifying primer. As I'm applying it, you can see the areas that I've applied it on, how mattifying and dry. Can you see? can see how dry it is. I'm just pushing all of the products on my face with my beauty sponge, wet damp beauty sponge. You can see how even my skin is now. So I'm ready for foundation. And for oily skin, I will recommend a mattifying foundation. For foundation, I'll be going in with this Maybelline Super Stay foundation in the shade Cappuccino. And I'll be mixing with this foundation. Every lady knows the foundation. This is called Mary Kay. Have you guys forgotten about Mary Kay? How can you? How can you? We started with this. For everybody that started opening eye of makeup, this was what started with Mary Kay. So I'm going to be mixing the Super Station and the Mary Kay foundation in the shade 708. I'll be mixing these two shades. Super Stay foundation in the shade Cappuccino. I'll be having a pump of the Mary Kay 708 at the back of my hands. I love the undertone of this foundation. Check out the tone mix. So I'm going to blend these two together. Then I just mix my foundation, mix the two shades together before applying on my face, so you don't get to see any demarcation. Wow, you can see there's already matched, properly matched with my face, even without blending. Yeah. I'm starting from the middle of my face and just taking it to the outer corners of my face. This to be properly warm on my skin before blending it, because I'll be blending with a beauty sponge. And then you move. I'll just, nothing here, this is enough. I'm going to use my damp beauty sponge and start pushing that all into my, wow, pushing that all into my skin. This is really nice. It's very, very important to know the right shade of foundation. You need to just look out for your foundation shade. When buying foundation, don't buy foundation that are too bright. Get a foundation that is exactly your skin type. And if you are opportune to buy two foundation, buy one that is a bit darker, or one that is your exact shade and one that is a bit warmer and lighter than your skin. When you mix these two foundations, it's going to give you your exact skin color. Wow. I decided to come close to you guys. You can see how even this foundation is on my skin, how properly matched and properly blended it is on my skin. Remaining on your beauty sponge, you want to just push that into your under jaw line so your skin look even and properly matched. Don't forget, I told you I am a fan of mixing 2 or 3 shades of foundation. See how my face and my hand, the back of my hand, my neck, my chest line is looking the same. This is how you wear makeup with no makeup. Okay, next thing you want to consider is your concealer. And when applying your concealer, you could go 2 shades lighter than your skin shade. That means what? You are bringing light into the areas where light is going to bounce into your face. Okay, those are the areas that you need to highlight. Under your chin, the outer corner of your eyes, and the inner corner of your eyes. I'm starting with the outer corner of my eyes, the inner corner of my eyes, the inner corner of my eyes, my tear duct, and the outer forehead, the bridge of my nose, and my chin. To just apply a little around my cupid bows. For some time now, I no longer apply too much concealer because I've seen that excess concealer is going to cause you much trouble, more harm than good. Yeah, and I'm going in with that same damp beauty sponge that I used in applying my foundation. I did not apply concealer at the middle of my eyes. See how this part of my face is properly uplifted than this other part of my face. This part of my face is already uplifted, going up than this part. So highlight is something to be very careful about when blending, because you can either bring a problem to your face or a solution to your face. Then I'm just blending the forehead areas. I'm done with the highlight that is also for uplifting my face. I'll be using this foundation for my contour. And for my contour, I like to use a brush. I just go to where I have my zygomatic bone, and then I just push that into my skin. And then I go to the forehead, which are the temples of my face. Yeah, this is how I love my contour. Contour is something that is buildable. Contour is better you go in light-handed, starting from the outer corner, your zygomatic bone, moving upward to your hairline, back to your nose, and you're good to go. For my blush, I like to go in with a brush. This same brush that I use for my contour. And then I'll just go to the apple of my cheek and just blend that thoroughly in a circular motion. And then I'll apply the excesses remaining on the brush at the temples of my forehead to bring colors to that area. Next, you want to blend under your eyes properly before setting immediately. You can see that there's no longer line there. When you are done blending the entire face, you go in with your setting powder. I'll be using the setting powder from the Nuban Beauty is a Nigerian brand. You notice a change in the lightings of this video. I want to officially apologize to you. I was filming with 2 lights and the other one just got bad. It stopped working. So I'm just filming with 1 light. So please pardon the lighting of this video. Now, whenever you take a setting powder, make sure you dust off the excesses at the, see, just imagine, dust off the excesses at the back of your hand before what? Going into your skin. For a flawless blending. You can see how this just went into my skin and then you don't have any line under my eyes. I'm going in again. Make sure you apply your dry beauty sponge on your setting powder. Make sure to dust off the excesses at the back of your hands before going into your face, and start from the inner corner, the center of your eyes, and then take it all the way up. Remember, we're trying to uplift our face to make us look younger than our age. Okay, now see how that just melts into my skin. For my reverse contour, you can see how that just uplifted my face. There's a difference between this part that I've done my reverse contour and this part that I do not have my reverse contour. Still going back to my reverse contour. See how that just uplifted my face, and I will do same on the other part. Make sure both reverse contour are on equal level, and then I'll be highlighting my nose, the bridge of my nose up to the remaining excesses on this beauty sponge. I'm just going to use it to dab my entire face. I don't know if that makes sense to you. Like I said, I have a oily skin, so I try to reduce the amount of powder I apply on my face. I actually don't use much powder, and this also helps to keep my makeup in place all day. As you already know, the title of this video is how to blend makeup for beginners. So I'll be going off camera to do my brows. I'll come back to you guys. I'm going in with this MAC powder. So for the first time, I'm using a powder brush and a powder. Like I said, if you have a very oily skin, you want to go light-handed with whatever products you're applying on your face. A little, I'm going in with this blush. Apply on the apple of my cheek. I'm going in with this setting spray to seal up my entire makeup. And this just take away all the powder effect from my skin. I practically bathe in this. See how properly blended this is. And then I'm going to use my beauty sponge to push it into my skin. I don't have any glow on my skin, but yet my skin is skinning. And then you want to be careful around the eye area so that The beauty sponge doesn't pick out any of those black kajai and mascara, so there's no barrier between my skin and the makeup products that I have been applying. I hope you find this tip useful and helpful and informative. After applying my setting mix and blending with a beauty sponge, my setting mix, I usually just go back in with this oil blotting invisible powder to blot the areas that are usually oily on my skin, which is mostly the T-zone. So I just apply around that area and I am done. I hope you find this makeup tutorial for beginners very useful. These blending tips very helpful. Happy holiday season. I will see you guys in my next video. Until then, stay happy, stay blessed, be positive, smile often, and bye guys. Hey lovelies, so this is me in the car off to school for school runs. It is exactly 7 o'clock and what you hear on the background is NSPPD, what God cannot do does not exist. It's a morning prayer program, okay?